Hey everybody, happy March. Michelle here. So I wanted to hop on real quick again between meetings to kind of go through what I finished in the latter part of February. I did have an empties video a couple weeks ago now, but I did go through a few more towards the end of the month. So I kind of wanted to walk through those. I do have, let's see, I've got Goose Creek. I don't think I have any Bath and Body Works this time around, but I do have Goose Creek, a Homeworks, a couple Kringles, a Keystone, and a Kirkland, which I have never actually burned before. But a friend picked it up for me, and it smelled good. So I burned it, and it kind of went with my ambiance of like candy and chocolate that I was kind of going for in February. Because it was a coffee candle. So it worked out great. So let's get right on into it. Let me start off, I guess, I always seem to start off with the Goose Creek candle, so let's kind of go ahead and do that. Did I? Oh, there it is. I thought I was missing one, but I have them all. Okay, so getting right into it, one of the first that I started at the beginning of the month, but I didn't finish it until close to the end, and that was Cupid's Cocktail. The scent notes on this one are not on the bottom, so that's not helpful at all. I've realized that I picked this up last year, so I don't have the scent notes in front of me. But I will say, I did do a dedicated review on this one. I enjoyed it very, 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 very much. Not at all a boozy fragrance. So it's more of like a fruit punch, I'd say, more than like a cocktail. Fruity, light, but with a great throw. I honestly was really impressed with this one. As you can see, though, I did have a little bit of dirt towards the end of the burn. Didn't impact the fragrance in any way. All in all, I really did like this scent. So if you're looking for something like fruity, I want to say when I looked up the scent notes, it's a raspberry. I don't know, but it's a fruity drink. So it is sweet. Not cloying at all though. It's a light sweetness, so it's definitely not, if you're not into really overly sweet candles, which I'm not, if it's cloyingly sweet, I can't stomach it. And I actually have a Kringle candle here that is so well reviewed, and it is a great candle, but it is a little too sweet for me. So, with that being said, if you're looking for a sweet candle that's not overly sweet, something that's just fun, fruity, and fits in with the theme of Valentine's Day, this is a great one. I'd highly recommend it. I don't know if it's still available on the Goose Creek website. I know that it was recently on sale, so it might have cleared it out. And I kind of regret not getting backups of this, but hopefully they'll keep releasing it. I believe it is a relatively popular one, so hopefully they'll keep bringing it back. So next, I think the rest of my candles were collaboration candles for Goose Creek. Both Willy Wonka and Scooby Doo I was really into for February, which, makes sense with the whole candy and, the Scooby Doo Valentine's Day collaboration that they had this year and I think a couple of years ago as well. So let's go right into a Scooby Doo candle, and that one's Scooby Snack. Um, Gosh, I love the labels on this, and I would have bought them just for the labels. And that's a good thing because I did not love the scents so far. Now I only burned 3. I want to say there's 7 total. And this was honestly not my favorite. I love the packaging again. I'm going to use them as like candy jars for Valentine's Day. So the scent notes on this one are warm sugar cookie, vanilla icing, and Scooby sprinkles. Um, I liked it in the beginning. I did. It definitely had more of a um, sugar cookie vibe during the first like half to 2/3 of the burn. When it got to the bottom though, it started having like a Play-Doh scent to me. Like it stopped smelling like cookie dough and started smelling more like Play-Doh. And I don't know whether that's just my crazy nose or whether somebody else picked up on that. But I didn't love it towards the end. In fact, I kind of like lit it in rooms I wasn't in the end of the burn. But I really wanted to clear it out because I want to use it. I want to repurpose the jar. But with that being said, it burned really, really cleanly. Really, really clean. Especially for a Goose Creek candle, which sometimes I do get some sootiness, especially towards the end, as you saw with the Cupid's cocktail candle. But this one burned great. No issues at all. But with that being said, would I repurchase the scent? Probably not. I do have the Scooby snack candle, which I actually haven't burned from the Halloween collection. I'm assuming it's the same. So I guess we'll see how that goes and if it smells different to me um, when I burn it for Halloween. But I probably wouldn't repurchase it, especially now that I've got the cute jar. So I don't really need the candle again. I just wanted the jar. So, um, all right, so let's go in with another with a winner this time. And that would be Willy Wonka's Everlasting Gobstopper. Again, I don't have the scent notes in front of me, but I do recall there's a lot going on here. Berry, citrus, cotton candy, I think was a scent note in this as well. Um, I really liked this one. Just really, really strong performer. I did get a little bit of sootiness in there, but not too bad. A strong performer. It definitely, I had that paired with Kringle's Jelly Donut, and the combination was great. So almost all the scent notes in this are sweet, but it is not an overly sweet candle. It kind of is reminiscent to me of peach rings. I did a dedicated review on this one as well. It has kind of that tangy candy note. You get more of the citrus in it than the berry, so it's more tangy, zesty, a little bit of, like citric acid component to it that which is kind of why it reminds me of that peach rings candy with a little bit of a bite. It's not overly sweet. I really did enjoy this one. Um, I would absolutely purchase it again if it were to come back. I did buy three when the collaboration was live. I bought three of these and then several of the chocolate ones as well. They did have three chocolate scents, I believe. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the Golden Ticket Candle, and the oh gosh, River of Chocolate. So I did get several of those, and for the most part, I've been really impressed with this collection. I don't know if they're ever going to bring it back, but like I said, I would definitely pick up more Everlasting Gobstopper if it came back. All right, going in with another Scooby Doo, another cute label. This is Scooby Doo Follow Your Heart. So cute. The scent notes on this one are sheer vanilla, whipped cocoa, and cloud musk. This was my favorite of the three. So I did review another one in the past video, which was Be My Boo, which was their strawberry cake um, candle, which I did not love. I did prefer it to Scooby Snack, but it had a little bit of an artificial scent note for the strawberry, which I didn't love. This was definitely my favorite, I think, of the three. And again, really clean burn. Really, really clean. This one was a little perfumey to me. But not in a bad way. It was warm, soothing, kind of gave me a similar vibe as Goose Creek's Warm and Welcome. Not at all because they have the same scent, but just the warmth that it kind of conveyed. It was not, even though it's a vanilla and cocoa scent, it was not a gourmand in any way. It was definitely more that musk, cloud musk, which is that last, which kind of gave it a little bit of perfuminess. And speaking of which, I really picked up on no cocoa in this at all. I definitely the vanilla and the musk, which is probably why it reminded me a little bit of Warm and Welcome because those are a couple of the scent notes in there. But it does definitely have a different scent than Warm and Welcome. They are not buddies in terms of scent, even though they do share a couple of notes. But I did enjoy it. Would I repurchase it again? Maybe. If I had to pick between the three Scooby Doo's that I've burned so far, this would definitely be my favorite and the one I'd be most likely to pick up again. Um, Again, no cocoa, vanilla and musk are the two scent notes in this. Um, and that jar is just adorable. Again, I'm gonna be repurposing this next year. So still very glad I picked it up. Okay, so the last Goose Creek one I have is, again, another Willy Wonka candle, and that's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Now, everybody, this was great. I don't have the scent notes in front of me. I want to say it's chocolate and caramel. Um, this one was phenomenal. Really. I mean, truly would I say powerhouse? I don't know, but a really, really strong performer, especially for, a 3-wick candle. And I mean, it really did fill the whole downstairs, which I normally don't get out of, candles of this size and this kind of vessel. So, I mean, really, really, really great. Um, Definitely chocolate, definitely caramel. But if you're not a huge caramel fan, that's okay. I'm actually not a huge caramel fan. And the caramel is not overpowering. It doesn't have that sticky, again, cloying sweetness that some people really can't stomach. And it's definitely mostly chocolate. And I paired this with Kringle's Bittersweet. And my whole downstairs smelled like chocolate. I mean, really, it was fantastic. It was like walking into a candy, like a chocolate store where they make their own chocolate and stuff, so you can smell like the poured chocolate in the back. Um, Really, really great. Would highly recommend it. Again, if this ever were to be re-released, I would absolutely pick it up. I think I have two more of these left. I'm not entirely sure. I know I have at least one. But again, really recommend it. Really a great candle. All right, so let's go with the Lone Kirkland, shall we? So the Kirkland candle that I burned was fresh brewed coffee. I really like the vessel. It was a brown, had brown wax too, really pretty wax. Um, Burned pretty clean. Burned pretty clean. The scent notes on this are, oh, it's on the side. Okay, so sweet vanilla sugar, smooth vanilla bean, and steamed creamy milk stirred with dark roast coffee. Um, so this candle was interesting. It smelled really strong on cold. Definitely the dark roast coffee. Vanilla bean, maybe a little milk. Not did not pick up on a whole lot of creamy milk, which is fine because I actually do not like that scent note almost all the time. In candles, it smells like sour and funky to me. So I didn't miss it. Vanilla sugar, not really. It was not a sweet candle at all. I really didn't detect much sweetness. So really strong on cold, definitely the dark roast coffee. Burning, not a whole lot of scent though, which was kind of disappointing. I could smell it a little bit if I was really close, especially during like mm, the first half of the burn. Towards the end though, I really didn't pick up on much at all. So this was definitely more of an ambiance candle than a true scent candle, which is fine. I mean, I love the ambiance of a candle. I actually don't use crocks or lamps at all. Even when a candle is not performing great, I still burn it. I like burning candles. That's really where my joy where my joy lies. And I don't really. I mean, I'm in it for the scent, yes, but I also just really like burning candles. So it's not. So even though I didn't get much of a scent out of it, I still enjoyed burning it. I had it at my desk. And I would just switch it out every now and then for a candle that actually performed scent wise, just to, keep the room smelling really good. Um, but would I repurchase it? No. But you never know till you try. So, and again, I've never tried any other Kirkland candles. I don't know if this is typical of their candle burning experience or whether they have ones with, stronger throw. Would I try another one again? Maybe if it was on sale. I try to avoid the Kirkland store though, to be honest, because I usually can't. It's like Home Goods. I can't leave there without spending more than I need to. So we'll see if I ever go back. If I do, maybe I'll check out their candles. All right, so let's see. I do have one Homeworks candle. I had two that I was planning on finishing in February, but the other one it held on for an extra day, so it's going to be in my March empties. So I only have one for February, for the second half of February, and that is Frosted Berry Gumdrop. The scent notes on this are sweet strawberry, tart raspberry, candied citrus, and crystallized sugar. I really liked this one a lot. Um, Perfect burn. Perfect. Um, and the strength on this one was pretty good, actually, especially for a Homeworks candle. I don't always get a lot of luck. I don't always have a lot of luck with Homeworks candles, especially, and I don't know whether it's because I have an open concept. I do find, though, that my best luck comes from, and I know other people have experienced this as well, letting it sit for a while. So typically, if I order candles from the website, I will not burn them right away. The ones that I burn right away are ones that I get from like TJ Maxx or Home Goods because most of the time those were poured like 6 months, a year ago. So they've already been sitting for a while. And that was the case with this one, I will say. So the pour date on this was, let's see. Okay. March 18th, 2024. So yeah, so this one was almost a year old. Um, yeah. So keep that in mind. I don't know that this one, I don't think this one's still available. I did look. If it came back, I would absolutely get it again. I would probably let it sit for a while just in case that was the reason for the strong throw. But it's great. So it's definitely more raspberry than strawberry, which I liked because it's a little bit more tart than sweet. It definitely is overall a sweet candle. Of course, it's frosted berry gumdrop, but it again similar to the everlasting gobstopper, which I also burned with this a little bit. It's more of a tart candy, a little bit of that citric acid, tart, sour a little bit, um, which I really liked. Because that's how I like my candy candles. Um, so highly recommend this. Good, strong strength and throw. Wonderful scent. It definitely traveled well. I'd probably give it like a 7.5 for strength and throw, which is really respectable. I had it going in the kitchen, and it blended really, really well with the other candles that I had going. And when I stepped into the kitchen or got close to the kitchen, I definitely could smell this one. So it did not get lost at all. In my house, even though I did have at least one other candle burning at the same time. So really, really recommend that one. So I have two candles left, both Kringles. And I'm gonna start with the one that everybody loves, but I'm not 100% sure it's for me, and that is Jelly Donut. I don't oh yeah, okay, the scent notes are here. I've had a couple Kringles lately that didn't have the scent notes at the bottom, and it's been very confusing. Um, anyway, scent notes on this are raspberry, blackberry, pastry, fruit, citrus, butter, and vanilla. Um, you guys, this is a great candle, and I'm gonna start by saying that it is a great candle. It burned beautifully, um, really, really strong. Um, really a strong performer. Great scent. The only issue I have with it, and it's the same issue I had with one other Halloween candles, which again, great candle, great performer, but it was a little too sweet for me, and that was Sinister. More the berry. Um, would I purchase it again? I might, yeah. Um, but I paired it with like the tangy sweet candles because it was very, very sweet, and like my nose got used to it. So I will say that towards like the second half of the burn, I enjoyed it far more than I did in the first half. In the first half, I was very like it was very, very, very sweet. Um, I definitely get the pastry in here. The pastry is not lost. Okay, so I mean, like, it's definitely true to the scent notes. It's not just like the berry when the pastry gets kind of lost in the background, and it is not at all a like curdled milk or scorched or what have you pastry. I know that some candles, when you get that pastry, butter, whatever scent note, it does not smell good, at least to my nose. This smells great. Um, that pastry note is very, very nice. Citrus, I really don't get any citrus. Um, it's mostly in terms of the berry, I do get the raspberry, but the blackberry is fighting for top billing for sure. I would expect the raspberry to win in a battle between raspberry and blackberry all day long, but the blackberry's holding its own. And I love blackberry, I really do. It's you don't really see it as much in candles as raspberry, and that was very, very nice. Um, again, the butter component, it blends really nicely with the pastry. I couldn't say I detect like a separate butter note. Um, it just smells like pastry to me, which again, I like it because butter components can sometimes be risky for me. I often do not like that scent note in candles because it just doesn't translate for me. It doesn't smell like butter. It smells curdled and odd, and I can't get past that in a lot of candles, but this is very, very nice. But again, other than the sweetness, which is my own personal preference, not at all a knock on this candle because it is fantastic. Really, really fantastic. Um, I could absolutely see myself getting this again. Did I hop online to buy it as soon as I started burning it like I have for other candles? No. But I don't think it's going anywhere because it is a beloved Kringle candle, so I would be very surprised if it ever went away. So I feel relatively confident that I can give it some time, kind of reassess my feelings towards it, and then get another one if I would like. So, again, nice, very nice candle. The last one, oh, I love this so much. Um, oh, I loved it. This is the final candle. I think I had 10 total during the second half of the month. And this one just was so good. And that is Bittersweet. This was part of Kringle's Valentine's launch, if you will. It was Bittersweet, Red Velvet, and Strawberry Prosecco. I did get the Red Velvet and the Bittersweet. I did not pick up um, the strawberry prosecco just because it didn't appeal to me as much as the other two. Um, so the notes on this one are bittersweet chocolate, dark chocolate, cocoa, cream, and vanilla. I can't say enough good things about this candle. I mean, it smells so good. It still smells good. It burned it had the smell of molten bittersweet chocolate from beginning to end. Sometimes I don't get a whole lot of scent when I burn a candle and I smell it like during like reviews or what have you. There's not a whole lot of scent left. There is still so much scent left in this. Really strong performer. I'd give it an 8 in my house. I burned this with the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory candle. Um, this candle is what it smells like to walk into a artisanal chocolate shop where they make their own chocolate in the back. You can smell that melting chocolate. That is this, and it is fantastic. Um, I know a lot of people don't agree, but of Red Velvet and Bittersweet, I preferred this hands down. I did really like Red Velvet, great candle, and again, could be personal preference. I do like cake candles. Um, it's not that I don't, and I do very much enjoy like the Red Velvet scent. Um, but this, I don't know. This was special. This was a really special candle to me. And I was hoping it would be. And I will say this, I had incredibly high expectations going into this candle. Like before I lit it up, very high expectations. And it lived up. And I don't say that often because usually when I build myself up and I'm like, oh yeah, this candle's gonna be amazing. Ugh, you know, it's not what I want it to be. But this one held up. I can't say enough good things about this. I mean, you have to like dark chocolate. You have to like bittersweet chocolate. If you don't, you probably won't like this. It'll probably smell bitter to you. But I love dark chocolate. I love it. I love it. I only eat dark chocolate. I will not touch milk chocolate. This is this. I mean, wow, really knocked it out of the park there. So I realized that I forgot about another another candle. I got really caught up in wanting to talk about bittersweet because I loved it so much, but I forgot about my Keystone candle. So this is my last candle. And as you can see, the label rubbed off. I'm not really sure why. But this one is a mistletoe and holly, and this is one of their like enormous like jar candles. I don't have the scent notes on this. Um, but again, mistletoe and holly. Um, I really did like this one. So Keystone is kind of hit or miss when it comes to strength and throw. They have some candles that um, just really don't perform that great. I have had the best luck with their fall and their winter candles though, which I think is kind of true across the board. You know, your tree scents and your apple scents, like those tend to be stronger performers than say your vanillas. So that's fair. I wouldn't say that that's essentially, a knock on Keystone necessarily. It's more just across the board. But I do over the years, and this is kind of a nostalgic brand for me. My mother-in-law used to live or she still lives down the street from what used to be a store that sold Keystone. The store, they still live there, but the store has now closed. But she would give me these candles and they were just I don't know, I just love them, especially in this vessel. I like them. I've repurposed so many of these for like laundry pods and what have you. um so I don't know, it's just very nostalgic for me. So this particular scent, mistletoe and holly, I really like this one. So I think, what was it? In November and December, I burned the same vessel of balsam fir, which is again a very strong performer. Mistletoe and holly, I was saving it for January and February because it is not a Christmas tree scent. It's definitely wintry, and woody, but it's also kind of sweet and light. Um, and I thought it would pair really well because I use this in the kitchen. Sometimes I'll have it going with other candles. Sometimes I'll burn it alone, especially like in the evening when I'm like cleaning the kitchen or whatever. It gives wonderful ambiance and just a beautiful scent. And this one actually was a pretty strong performer in terms of strength and throw. It's not as strong as balsam fir, which is quite potent. This one I would probably give it more a 7. But again, it did what I wanted it to because these are ambiance candles for me. Like I want them to have some scent, but I don't know. It's a vibe. These candles are a vibe for me. Um, so even if it's not a knock you in the face performer, I will still continue to burn them. But this one actually was quite strong. And again, the little bit of woodiness, but a lot of sweetness in there too. But like berry sweetness, not like candy sweetness, but like I don't know, a holly bush. Like it's from like it just brings to mind, the berries. Berries, holly. It is what the name suggests. And again, I don't have the scent notes in front of me. Um, but if you have a store that sells these candles, maybe pop in and see, how you feel about them. But I've really enjoyed these candles. I really have. And I think I'm trying to decide which one I want to have in the kitchen for March and April. I do have one called Fresh Rain. I think that's going to be the one that I pick for the next couple months. And given the size of this, it usually does take me 2 months to go through a single jar of this size. So I usually pick them in like 2 month span. So I'll be like, what do I want to burn for January, February, March, April? So March, April, I think is going to be Fresh Rain. That seems like a good one. Um, but yeah, highly recommend this one. This would actually probably be good burning with balsam fir too if you wanted to have a couple going in the house, because it does have a little bit of that tree, but also adds the depth of the sweetness of the berry and stuff as well. So anyway, so those are the ones that I burned for the second half of February. So in total in February I burned 21 candles, which is actually pretty good considering the shorter month. Um, and the fact that I've been burning a lot more Kringles, which do take a little bit longer to get through. Um, but all in all, it was actually a really good scent month in February. I really enjoyed kind of my coffee, candy, chocolate extravaganza, if you will. Because again, I've been getting more themed in my burning. I didn't used to be that way. I would kind of just burn whatever I felt like, but I've gotten more seasonal and intentional with my burns. So I kind of like pick a theme, if you will. I'm still kind of floundering for March though. I'm not really sure what to do. I'm hoping I have a package coming from Kringle today with some of their St. Patrick's Day scents. So I'm hoping that will inspire me to kind of pick a theme for March. Right now, what do I have going right now? Oh, I think I have an orange theme right now. I think I have Sicilian Orange by Kringle going in the TV room. I have Blood Orange and Sage Gimlet, Homeworks, in the kitchen, and I have Tea Time. I have Tea Time going in the other room, which is another Kringle candle. I've been really enjoying the blend of those three. And Tea Time, oh, I'm kind of bummed I waited so long to pick up that one. I've really enjoyed it, and it is very true to the name. It does smell like tea, and if you're a tea drinker, which I kind of go off and on drinking tea, but I do very much enjoy it. And if you like the smell of tea, that's a winner for sure. Anyway, all right. Well, that's about it. I should have a haul video here soon. Once my Kringles get here, and I did have a tiny, tiny, tiny Bath and Body Works haul over the weekend. I picked up 2 candles, which I actually went to the store, which I never do, but my kids wanted to go, so we stopped in, and my daughter picked up Main Street Bakery. She loves banana candles, so she picked up that, and I was like, okay, let's see. So I went around and smelled everything for like 30 minutes and then came out with 2 candles. I was very proud that I was able to limit myself to 2 because that hardly ever happens. And it certainly doesn't happen when I'm online, which is probably why I should start going to the store more often. I find myself being a lot more intentional when I have to physically carry the basket around the store. I don't know whether it's a sense of shame because everybody will see me putting like 20 candles in a basket or because I'm lazy and I don't want to carry 20 candles. But whatever it is, it did save me some money. So I should probably start going to the store more often. All right. Well, with that being said, I am going to grab some lunch before my next meeting and take it easy for a couple seconds. And I will see you all later. Hopefully with my pot of gold candle from Kringle. I'm very excited to smell it. All right. Bye.